Jardir woke at sunset, his mind thick with fog. He was lying in a northern bed, one giant pillow instead of many. The bedcloth was rough, nothing like the silk to which he'd become accustomed. The room was circular, with warded glass windows all around. A tower of some sort. Untamed land spread into the twilight, but he recognized none of it. Where in Allah am I? Pain lanced through him as he stirred, but pain was an old companion, embraced and forgotten. He pulled himself into a sitting position, rigid legs scraping against each other. He pulled the blanket aside, plaster casts running thigh to foot. His toes, swollen in red, purple, and yellow, peeked from the far ends, close yet utterly out of reach. He flexed them experimentally, ignoring the pain, and was satisfied with the slight twitch that rewarded him. It harkened back to the broken arm he'd suffered as a child, and the helplessness of his weeks of healing. He reached immediately to the nightstand for the crown. Even in day, there was magic enough stored within to heal a few broken bones, especially ones already set. His hands met empty air. Jardir turned and stared a long moment before the situation registered. It had been years since he had let himself be out of arm's reach of his crown and spear, but both were missing. Memories came back to him in a rush. The fight atop the mountain with the Parchin. How the son of Jeff had collapsed into smoke as Jardir struck, only to solidify an instant later, grabbing the spear shaft with inhuman strength and twisting it from his grasp. And then the Parchin turned and threw it from the cliff as if it were nothing more than a gnawed melon rind. Jardir licked cracked lips. His mouth was dry and his bladder full, but both needs had been provided for. The water at his bedside was sweet, and with some effort he managed use of the chamber pot his searching fingers found on the floor just underneath the bed. His chest was bound tightly, ribs grinding as he shifted. Over the bandages he was clad in a thin robe. Tan, he noted. The Parchin's idea of a joke, perhaps. There was no door, simply a stair leading up into the room, as good as prison bars in his current state. There were no other exits, nor did the steps continue on. He was at the top of the tower. The room was sparsely furnished. A small table by the bedside, a single chair.